What if that enigmatic, inscrutable interstellar object currently hurtling through our solar system with inexorable velocity is, in fact, something other than another predictable comet? What if it is not merely a trivial conglomeration of ice and cosmic dust? I urge you to set aside everything you thought you knew about comets. Imagine, for just one moment, a construct of staggering complexity, an entity of profound and deliberate design, an object that is infinitely more purposeful. Picture a marvel of engineering, a self-sustaining high-technology starship powered by a virtually eternal nuclear heart, a vessel intentionally dispatched across the fathomless abyss of interstellar space by a civilization so powerful, so ancient, that its motives are utterly beyond our comprehension. And what if its singular, chilling mission is this: to conduct a grand-scale experiment, a planetary-level psychological test designed to meticulously observe and record how a young, fledgling, and perhaps naive humanity reacts to its overt and undeniable presence? This scenario certainly reads like the electrifying premise of a breathtaking science fiction novel, does it not? And yet, in August of 2025, astronomers across the globe, aiming their powerful telescopes toward the heavens, bore witness to an event so profoundly anomalous, so utterly defiant of all established cosmological models, that even the most seasoned and stoic experts, the gray-haired veterans of astrophysics, are struggling mightily to formulate any semblance of a rational explanation for what they observed. On the 20th of August, erupting from the eastern limb of our sun, as if unleashed in a furious cosmic exhalation, a gigantic, almost unimaginable tendril of plasma tore itself free. Its sheer scale was staggering, dwarfing the combined size of more than 100 Earth-sized planets arranged in a single, unbroken chain. But this was no ordinary chaotic solar flare, no blind and random expulsion of stellar energy. The trajectory of this colossal eruption aligned with a startling, almost mathematical precision, with the exact position of one single specific object in the vastness of space, the comet designated Atlas, that mysterious wanderer that had journeyed to us from the profound depths of a distant alien star system. For a multitude of scientists and countless amateur observers watching from every corner of the world, this single event immediately posed a deeply unsettling fundamental question that sends a cold shiver down the spine. Could this cryptic object be exerting a direct, intentional influence upon our sun? And by extension, could it be manipulating our fragile Earth through the medium of our own star? The entire sequence of events that led to this bewildering climax on the 20th of August was utterly extraordinary, even by the typically turbulent and unpredictable standards of solar activity. It all began as a prelude to something monumental. From a large, seething cluster of sunspots, a powerful M-class flare erupted, the opening act of this cosmic drama. Approximately 24 hours following this initial outburst, a gigantic plasma filament, a twisted serpentine structure of gas superheated to millions of degrees, resembling a mythical cosmic serpent, violently detached from the star's surface, stretching out into the frigid vacuum of space for a length exceeding that of 50 of our planets, placed end to end. And then, only a few agonizing hours later, from the very same hyperactive region, an even more colossal and majestic prominence burst forth into space. 3 consecutive, unbelievably powerful solar events, and every single one of them, as if acting on a hidden command, was aimed with pinpoint accuracy directly at the solitary comet, Atlas, NASA's most powerful supercomputers, designed specifically for modeling the intricacies of space weather, were pushed to their operational limits, only to confirm what many already suspected, transforming a chilling hypothesis into an undeniable, ice-cold fact. The trajectory was absolutely, unequivocally non-random. This immense wave of plasma was not some haphazard, chaotic discharge into the infinite void. It was moving with clear purpose, like a guided missile, on a course toward the orbit of Mars, hurtling directly towards our interstellar guest. A simple coincidence? A statistical improbability of a staggering degree, perhaps, but technically possible. However, it was the subsequent arrival of quantum data that shattered the resolve of even the most hardened skeptics and materialists. This data, gathered by a new generation of hypersensitive satellites that measure the most subtle, almost imperceptible fluctuations in the very fabric of space-time, recorded something truly mind-bending in the brief moment just before the plasma filament broke free from the sun. They detected something that seems to violate the very foundations of modern physics: a distinct, stable energy tether, an invisible cord of force that directly connected our sun and comet atlas. According to all our established laws of physics, such a stable, coherent energy link simply could not exist across 90 million miles of frozen, vacuum-filled space. And yet, there it was, an undeniable reading on impartial instruments, a thin but incredibly resilient bridge of pure energy, as if the sun and the comet were engaged in a silent but intense dialogue, exchanging complex signals in a language we are not yet equipped to comprehend. It is for this very reason that some of the world's most forward-thinking theoretical physicists are now proposing a bold, almost heretical hypothesis that Atlas is not merely a passive chunk of frozen rock and ice, coasting incidentally past our home. They suggest that its anomalously powerful electromagnetic field may be actively and purposefully agitating our star, acting almost like an extraterrestrial instrument playing a complex and powerful melody on the invisible magnetic strings of our sun. This interstellar object is only the third ever to be confirmed in the entire history of astronomical observation, following the enigmatic, cigar-shaped Oumuamua and the Comet 2I Borisov. Its orbit is profoundly unusual. It is retrograde, with an inclination of 175 degrees, meaning it is traveling in almost the exact opposite direction to all the planets, moons, and asteroids within our system. To put it simply, this object is deliberately moving against the cosmic current, disrupting an order established over millennia. Further observations reveal that it is enveloped in a dense plasma sheath, a field that glows with inexplicable and anomalous emissions unlike anything ever catalogued before. This object is shrouded in an impenetrable veil of mystery, and it behaves in a manner completely alien to any comet scientists have ever meticulously studied. Some of the most audacious researchers are now daring to suggest in their papers that it might be, in fact, artificially constructed. During this same period, the Earth itself appeared to be reacting, almost like a living organism responding to external cosmic stimuli. Hurricane Erin, which had formed in the warm waters of the ocean, demonstrated a phenomenal and terrifying rate of intensification. In a mere 25 hours, Erin transformed from a conventional tropical storm into an apocalyptic Category 5 hurricane, the highest possible designation. Its satellite structure, a perfectly formed, almost mathematically precise spiral, bore an uncanny resemblance to a miniature version of our own Milky Way galaxy. It was as if our terrestrial weather, the very atmosphere of our planet, had begun to mirror the grand patterns of the cosmos. Then, on the 19th of August, a colossal bolide streaked across the skies of Japan. The night was torn asunder by a meteor so blindingly bright it caused physical pain to the eyes, a fireball that blazed a path directly over the crater of the active Sakurajima volcano, illuminating the landscape so intensely that for several long moments, the deepest night was transformed into brilliant, searing daylight. Bolides, of course, are not an extreme rarity, but an object of such colossal size, appearing at the precise peak of the solar chaos, felt deeply and profoundly ominous, like a portent. Taken together, These disparate events only fueled the growing theory that Atlas is actively churning the entire electromagnetic soup of the solar system, generating powerful resonant waves that ripple through the sun, through Earth's atmosphere, and even through the swarm of space debris orbiting our world. On the 1st of October, it will pass in close proximity to Mars, shortly after the red planet is engulfed by that very same plasma wave, ejected on the 20th of August. On the 22nd of October, from the perspective of an observer on Earth, Atlas will be completely concealed behind the sun in an event known as a superior conjunction. At that exact same time, Earth will be experiencing a full moon, and its brilliant light, reflected from the surface of our planet, will be aimed directly toward Atlas, creating a kind of gigantic cosmic two-way mirror, a moment of profound mutual observation. Halloween, 2025. On this deeply symbolic day, Atlas will reach perihelion, its closest point of approach to the sun, literally plunging into the million-degree inferno of the solar corona. Adding a further layer of dramatic weight to this spectacle is the fact that a recurring coronal hole on the sun, a feature which has in the past been statistically linked to the triggering of powerful earthquakes on Earth, will be oriented at the exact moment of Atlas's perihelion to unleash a concentrated stream of high-velocity particles directly at the comet. This is a celestial alignment so perfect, so impossibly precise, that to dismiss it as mere chance seems an act of willful ignorance. To all this, we must add other, no less strange astronomical events. A solar eclipse falls directly on the day of the autumnal equinox. Between the 10th and 25th of September, a perfect ruler-straight alignment will form: Neptune, Saturn, Earth, and the Sun. Simultaneously, other significant alignments involving Mars and Mercury will occur. From the Sun's perspective, our entire system is arranging itself into complex, almost sacred geometric patterns, with Earth positioned directly on one of the key axes of this cosmic mechanism. For mystics, as well as for some unorthodox scientists, this is a clear, unambiguous sign that something far greater than a mere chain of random coincidences is unfolding. The solar system may be entering a previously unknown state of resonance, triggered by this visitor from far beyond its familiar borders. Perhaps interstellar objects like Atlas are a kind of messenger, cosmic probes designed for the specific purpose of interacting with stars and their planetary systems to awaken or attune them. That very quantum satellite data, which revealed the energy tether between Atlas and the Sun, could be the first direct, irrefutable evidence of a deliberate exchange of energy, or even more incredibly, information. Is it possible that these objects function as cosmic hard drives, delivering updates to entire star systems? This connects directly to the simulation hypothesis. What if Atlas is a software patch delivered by the master programmer, designed to rewrite fundamental parts of our cosmic operating system? And perhaps, within this incredible possibility, lies the long-awaited answer to the Fermi paradox, the famous question of why, despite all our searching, we have yet to find any trace of alien civilizations. Perhaps they do not traverse the cosmos in vast, cumbersome fleets of starships. Perhaps instead, they propagate themselves, their knowledge, or even their consciousness, through interstellar envoys like Atlas, their message encoded in the language of plasma, gravity, and magnetic fields. So, what is it really? A mindless, inert comet, drifting aimlessly through the galactic void for millions of years? An exceedingly rare interstellar guest, caught by sheer, unbelievable chance in a dizzying chain of cosmic coincidences? Or is it an intentionally crafted, highly intelligent artifact, gently but persistently nudging our entire solar system towards some profound global transformation, a change so vast that we can barely begin to comprehend it with our three-dimensional minds. We may find the answers very soon, when Atlas either survives or perishes in its fiery close encounter with the sun this autumn. The data we gather will either confirm its otherworldly strangeness or deepen the impenetrable mystery that surrounds it. One thing, however, is abundantly clear. The sun is reacting, the Earth is responding, and the entire solar system feels more alive, more whole, and more interconnected since the moment Atlas arrived in our celestial neighborhood. We are bearing witness to a grand, epic cosmic drama unfolding right in our own backyard. The sun unleashes flares of unprecedented scale, storms on Earth intensify to apocalyptic proportions, and meteors ignite the night skies like celestial salutes in honor of a distinguished visitor. And all of this is happening at the precise moment an alien object is piercing our system along a unique and defiant trajectory. Perhaps it is all just a coincidence. Perhaps it is simply new physics we have yet to discover. Or perhaps, just perhaps, this is first contact. One truth is undeniable. The autumn of 2025 will be recorded in the annals of history as the time when humanity finally and fully understood a profound reality. We are not merely passive, detached observers of the boundless cosmos. We are an integral, active part of a much larger, more magnificent story. A story that may be about to change forever, dividing our past and our future into a definitive before and after.